Doesn't look that bad. All right, I think we're good. What's up, dude?
What's happening, man?
What's happening with you?
Yeah, not much.
Thank you for being here today.
I know you. Eventually, you'd have to get to me. You got everyone through Dayton.
I've been working my way up the food chain.
Yeah, all right.
I've been.
Thanks for having me.
the pyramid of comics is. I'm slowly working my way up the pyramid of comedians at Dayton, and
working down or working up.
I'm working up for sure, dude.
Right.
You're an upgrade compared to some of my other guests. Jesus Christ. The one I did with Kyle last week, YouTube was like, we're not even going to let you advertise this. So, like, I don't know what you said, but
yeah, we don't want to hear
I had to cut half the episode out. So let's just keep this family friendly, shall we?
That's the name. That's all I am, dude.
Dude, my daughter watches my channel now, too. So I'm like, some of the stuff, like, I'm like, fuck, I got to, you know?
Yeah, there's these guys, Adam Little. He's doing, like, a sitcom thing. And it's like, well, it's all, like, online. But the episode he wrote for me, it was like I was doing things with an inflatable lady, and I'm like,
yeah.
I got kids on this internet, dude.
Yeah,
I ain't doing any of those things. Like,
yeah, dude.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
I know, bro. It's like the internet is going to be here after we're gone.
Yeah.
So that's like, I said a lot of stupid shit. I'm trying to be consciously aware of myself and my surroundings and all that shit now, dude, because it's like, the more you put out, the more you're going to be like known and people can kind of go back on what you said. So yeah, it's important to try to be, try to have a little bit of filter, but it's also fun to like, try to like challenge myself to still be funny while like having somewhat of a, you know what I mean? Like
awareness.
a little, somewhat of awareness, but dude, there's
trust me, I put a lot of stupid things out that I'm sure there's plenty of things I have to be embarrassed of.
I love your content, dude. I think it's hilarious, bro.
Thank
You're
you
always
very
putting
much.
out some really funny shit and, yeah, seriously. It's really good.
Well, appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
Where do you get your inspiration, bro? Because you literally, it's the most off the wall dialogue mixed with like some tutorials and then also like kind of how to be a man a little bit. It's like
People keep saying that, but I don't feel like I only jokingly put out like how to be a man.
well, there's a lot of dudes who grew up with single mothers who need to hear a little bit of that dialogue. Like, like it's like, right? You have a demographic.
Guess, but I'm not qualified to give that.
Not that you are, but they don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know it's all a shit.
They have no idea, dude.
Inspiration, what? I don't know. Really, just from wherever, whenever. Really, just keep my thrusters open, I guess.
Yeah. Did you see Elon Musk's bodyguards this week, dude?
I've not seen them any weeks.
Bro, I think that they're AI robots, bro. I'm serious.
I hope they would be AI.
I think it's the first gen. Let's see if we could pull it up on YouTube. He just started
You
going.
just bring me over here to
Talk
get
about AI and
to
shit.
jump into Elon's robots.
Dude, look at these dudes. All right, take this.
You guys listening?
They look like
looks like a
brothers. Like low key, he kind of looks like a droid, but don't his dudes look like very professional? Just look at the way they're covering him. It's almost unhuman. Elon Musk out there on the streets with the first AI robots, everybody. I didn't even brush my hair.
Dude, those are. Have you ever seen like Secret Service people in person? He just has. He's probably got some Israeli special forces
Oh, those dudes are like top
human
notch.
droids, dude. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, this isn't like Santa's security company.
I'm just trying to get you to riff on something like, yeah,
No,
dude, they got
that's
fucking
a-
metal chips in their dick. I don't know.
Chip dick. No, I'll tell you my
Chip dicks.
my one. These chip dick motherfuckers, dude. But my one buddy, he was a ranger, and then he said he's not allowed to tell me, but it was like a famous rapper he goes on tour with that he's his security, and he's like, what's his? He's like Kevin Costner to Whitney Houston.
No way.
Bodyguard. Yeah.
What
yeah.
the fuck? I don't know if you noticed this, but there was like a fifth dude who seemed like he was like across the street, and it seemed like he wasn't in the like a suit. He was in plain clothes, right? Like they probably have like a decoy guy on backup somewhere in the vicinity too, in case something.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah.
This guy is worth billions and billions of dollars. I mean, I would if I was him. Oh man, that's crazy.
I'd get the hot, like Gaddafi had the lady security squad. Like
Yeah.
he had like hot women, because well, like in like the Muslim culture, if you got killed by a lady in the afterlife, they're gonna mock you. So Gaddafi, like an extra layer of security, he had all these like he had
That's
lady
insane.
security guards, and it's like,
That's the most sexist. Dude,
Yeah.
that's the funniest
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
If you're a Muslim and you get killed by a lady, they're like, how'd you get killed? Lady
I
ran
don't-
me over.
I don't want to talk about it.
like, that's why we don't let them.
I don't want to talk about it.
We don't insure them here. So they don't.
Yeah. So he did it up. But,
Oh shit! Yeah, that's definitely why they don't let them drive though, for sure, because they don't want them to run them over. And
it's just great.
I know how you got here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They're at the pearly gates, or however that works. I'm not sure what they're made of, but when they get up there, they're like, "Dude, I know what you did."
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude! Yeah, isn't I don't know how I'm gonna transition into that. I was trying to talk about
You do it how you do it.
Elon. Well, I was
Yeah.
trying to talk about Elon again, just because of like Tesla and all the microprocessors and everything, and like the kind of the relationship that we have with China and Taiwan as far as like that industry is concerned, and how China is actually starting to dwindle like their population and like their resources and stuff. Have you heard of this recently?
Yeah, they're in, I think, well, I'm not, I think geopolitics.
I'm
may
no
not be
expert.
Yeah, but
I read an article, though.
Having one kid who was just a dude for a few generations,
30 years.
that was going to eventually, you're going to start running out of, so they're running out of working age. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're sort of doing it now because people aren't having many kids, but
People aren't having kids, and we're also changing that whole kind of cultural norm on having children and having like a work life and business.
Yeah.
It's like becoming more corporate, right? Less family oriented.
yeah.
So that's kind of what they've been over in China since the 1900s, right? Since the turn of the century, they've kind of been capitalism fully from the jump.
From the limited education of me, I would say like I go back and forth because on one hand, like China, aside for about 150 years, dominated everything, dominated all their neighbors, dominated as far as like until I think only because like when after like we went independent and Britain started like moving out to create like a different empire. I can't remember which ruler it was in China. For some reason, didn't invest in the navy, invested in all the stuff in the army. So then when the British came, where they would have just wiped them out, so that was like they call it their 100 years of shame, is the time like the British Empire was there. But other than that, like they've always been top dog, and I think it's just the way they organize. So I kept thinking. So that's on one hand,
Right. And
But on the
also
other
they've
hand, they
also
don't have
dominated
people.
industry as well.
Yeah.
They've dominated industry because they've found a way to cut down labor cost almost to nothing.
Yeah,
And so they've not only dominated their own industry, but they've actually made a lot of people from other countries and move their factories there. And what's strange is they're now moving their factories here and buying up crops of land and then working here tax free for 7 to 10 years in their factories. So it's kind of crazy how you're seeing that flip also. But yeah,
we had that coming though.
we-
We stick our factories everywhere building cheap stuff.
we have a lot of land in middle America that nobody even uses either.
Yeah.
Right. There's like for hundreds of miles, there's just like dust bowls and shit like that. So
That's if you ever drove through Wyoming, dude. That's
no,
what-
I've only like seen it on
Oh yeah.
TV and stuff.
You'll drive for 3 hours, 60 miles an hour, see a town of like 100 people, and then you'll drive for 2 more hours of nothing.
Holy
I'm like,
shit.
I hope you 200 people like each other. 'Cause you are.
Better be real fucking nice.
Woo-wee. Yeah,
200 of you
yeah.
guys together.
Yeah.
That's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, you after 3 generations, like you said, of only having one kid, you also have this debacle where like people who are our age in their 30s and 40s are now trying to take care of 2 elderly parents, and there's only one of them,
Yeah.
one income, one person trying to take care of 2 old because they don't have home health care like that, and the healthcare is not the same system as it is in America, right? It's like it's mostly in-house when you have like the family gets sick and stuff like that in China. So I'm thinking that it's got to be really difficult for these people to take care of both their parents right now and work a job and try to. And there's no women, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, it must be hell over there. Those dudes are. I'd be ready to fight if I were those
Yeah,
guys.
just ready to roll. Yeah, yeah.
I'd be ready to snap at all times. I think
Yeah.
we need to give the Chinese a break, you know? And they make great food. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. At least
They
the
make
stuff
good
that we
food.
have here. I don't know.
I don't know because it's hard because I don't like. What is our media? How much of our media do I believe? So it's like, what's the image of China that we're getting?
Sure. Yeah. Because they're probably, you're right. They probably get a different depiction of what we are over there too. So
there's very few times like I've interacted with an actual Chinese person that it wasn't positive.
Sure.
So I'm like, but then I think like, what is their life over there straight misery as it's depicted? Like I'm like the way they show like the COVID lockdowns and the way like government control and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I see videos of people over there smiling. Like, I mean, I don't
Right.
I wonder like what.
Well, you've been to war, right? Have you been?
I'm Air Force, man. I mean,
Okay, well you've been deployed.
I've smelt it.
Yeah, you've been close enough.
Yeah.
I've been imprisoned. So
Yeah.
I think we've both seen that men and women can kind of figure it out no matter what circumstances that they're in. And so I think it's just like that in China too. Like people aren't just going to let all this oppression and all this stuff we're people, we're human beings. Like we live to thrive and evolve and to have an experience, right?
Yeah.
Even if you got to be the guy who's making iPhone, try to be the happiest iPhone maker there. I guess I don't know. I can't speak for that. Like I feel like I sound like a piece of shit, right? Probably like some white dude just like, if you got to make iPhones, just do them good. Just
do it with a song,
smile
in your
and
heart.
dance with your That's not what I'm not trying to say that, but
you make out of your life what you can make out of it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. They have what they have, and we're all sitting at the card table when we come to Earth, right? And it's just like we get dealt the hand that we're dealt.
I don't know if it was COVID, but like when you're talking about the chip thing, I think it just kind of showed how fragile and stupid our whole system is. Like, and then you think about how much of our medicine comes out of other that is insane, dude. What if they just like, we're gonna cut you off from medicine, we're gonna stop sending you your medicine, or what? Like how certain things. Not like a big nationalist, but I'm like some things it doesn't make sense not to make. Even how they send out like a lot of manufacturing to different places. What if we eventually if we do happen to go to war with one of these places, now we have to relearn how to make tanks? Like, is there?
I was just having this conversation with my father-in-law. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's really going to like shoot America back into like a good place to live again, is because there's been like this the last 30 or 40 years, it's been this halt on like making things here. Right, like you saw the car companies slowly start to dwindle in the 70s and into the 90s and 2000s. They kind of went away completely, and a lot of other industries were right behind them, just trying to save on tax dollars. And so it really took away a lot of jobs here, and it screwed people over. And eventually, once that bubble pops, man, like things can only be so bad for so long, and then people are going to start making new things. We'll start figuring out new industries and new job. And now this AI thing is really happening. So you're giving that to fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you know about the AI?
Yeah.
It's bro, that's changing the game.
Because it kind of, all right, like you were saying, the part that's like they had NAFTA, so they took all like free trade. So that way all these factories that were once around here, they just moved to Mexico because now it doesn't cost them anything to make it.
Yeah.
It's way cheaper to make it in Mexico. So
for like 7 or 10 years, and then eventually the tax will kick in, though, and they'll come back.
So, but it's still, I'd rather pay this person this much than a union.
100%.
Yeah. So then all those low-skilled manual labor jobs, and then people slowly started to shift to more white-collar job, cubicle kind of nonsense. And now this AI stuff's here.
Yeah.
That's going to do their job. So then what people are you going to have drones delivering Amazon packages? You got robots putting it in the truck. AI's filling out the order. What are we going to have money to buy anything?
Well, this is a scary, like, dark thought, but it just came to me. I think it's like our future is kind of dim. It's like a Black Mirror episode. It's almost like if there's nothing left to do, then what do we go in the game? Do we go in the AI? We start going in there in the metaverse, right? Because everything is accomplished. There's no more shit to build, right? What are we gonna fucking build? There's nothing else here.
Yeah,
we've made all the jobs are all the jobs are automated now. Everything that we value as a people and as a barter system is completely corrupt and gone now. And it happened in November, and no one's seen it yet because the AI isn't fully like integrated into society. But dude, give it a year, give it 6 months with this stuff being live, and it's free to the public. Like, I mean, it's crazy, dude. I mean, I don't know what to do with it, but I know that whatever's happening right now, that's going to be the operating system that our kids are living off of when they're 30 and 40 years old. and they're like running the world and their perspective professions or whatever, right? I could just see it. It's like seeing the TV be built, or like the electricity, like the light bulb. Like that's what it feels like to me. It's just
no, that's where we're at.
I can't even explain it. Yeah, I'm not smart enough to.
We're all, because you can tell, like you said, even the light bulb. Second they invented the light bulb, now you can walk down the street at night. People can be open at night.
That's a great point.
The dynamic shift of like having candles in your taverns versus a light bulb was huge. And
Stay open later. You make more money. Even.
You got to think, if you're the first time you're walking down a place and that's like lit up by bulbs and not flames, how like you're like something's changed, like something's about, and just some rattly old car goes by you, like you know,
yeah,
you just don't know how yet that the world. And I think, like, again, I feel that's where we are now.
Every generation has kind of seen this wave. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool, though. It's cool that we're on like the precipice of like this whole AI, like metaverse, NFT, digital currency thing. Like we're like being shifted into it. But the next generation, they'll kind of just be born into it, so it'll be a lot easier, right? For whatever goes on, it would be kind of, those kind of mesh in. But we're the generation that gets changed. It's like we used to see our parents complain about shit, like everything's changing and blah blah blah. That's us now.
Yeah,
we just can't. Some people just can't figure it out, right? Some people are still dinosaurs, and like, if you can't get the phone together, bro, maybe just die soon. I don't know.
I'm still a dinosaur. I think it's, most of it I don't think is good. I think it's, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just old, dude. Like,
dude, you should make like online videos about your woodworking and like your all your technical skills. That's stuff that you can like pass down.
I'm trying. That's what I try to do.
Wouldn't that be cool, dude?
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. I know you do it in like a comical way, but like it could also be a way like
I used to make a lot of long form YouTube videos for about 70 people. Like,
yeah.
So
I know the feeling.
The amount of effort to put into those, and we're like, honestly, it's not the kind of, you can give people a introduction into that kind of work, but if you're, in order to like fully learn it, and I feel like doing it the way I do it, it's people give it a little glimpse and they could be like, that actually looks interesting. Yeah, I know you were talking about before about how there's a lot of dudes out there looking for like someone to tell them how to be a man. Or
yeah, that kind of guidance. Yeah.
And not that I'm not bagging them or anything, but I think a lot of dudes raised by single women, it's difficult for, like, I couldn't teach a young lady how to be a woman. I don't know. Like, I could teach her to be respectful and all the manners and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think because there's a lot of guys that are more apt to be working with their hands and focusing on one thing. And that's not really an option growing up, because at schools, like, I was terrible in school. I couldn't sit in my chair. I'm like blasted all over the place. But if you gave me something I could be doing, I would do it. And it was till I found that focus. And I think it's, like I said, in doing the videos the way I do them is that it maybe at least exposes a lot of people that that's a career field that doesn't, it's not just for some, you can still enjoy it. It's not just, a lot of people look at it as a career field, people without any other options. And I don't feel like it's that.
No.
So I think if it gives people an exposure to it and then gives them a curiosity to it, then they'll at least go like seek it out. And that's the way you learn that trade, is you got to eat shit for 2 straight years, and then you eventually start to figure it out, really.
Right. So you made a lot of mistakes along the way, like building things, cutting things the wrong,
100%,
buying the wrong materials after you've already had something almost finished or whatever else. And
I still do. You still do.
Yeah, you still make those mistakes.
Yeah.
I think those are the things that you can't teach people, or like the practical elements of it, and like the mistake making, and just the being okay with yourself when you do make mistakes, right? Like those are the character things that no one tells you, that you kind of have to figure out along the way. And those are the things that also I think that stick with people too. Those little lessons right there make you a better at whatever you're doing, whether it's like carpentry or comedy or whatever.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's less skill as it is your ability to keep showing up to something, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. 100%. 100%. Well, we're about 20 minutes into this. Let's see. We got a couple other things. This is Donald Trump just released a dating app. Did you see this?
Is it just him? Is it just what women
well,
want to do
I
him?
don't know if it's women that
Is
want
it
to do
MAGA
him.
dating? Is it?
What I know is he released a dating app, and I also got wind of it from my 9-year-old daughter. So if like if kids on TikTok are finding out about this before us, then it's a problem. So like I just thought we could just speculate on what we thought it might be. Like that's kind of what the show is. It's don't take it too serious.
Right.
I know we just talked about geopolitics for 20 minutes, but this is
like
the
how
clip.
that's how bored the man is, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, he's got his, was it not Rumble? What's his other one called? Truth Social. He's got Truth Social.
Donald Trump has that too?
Truth Social's, I think Truth Social's his social media platform.
I didn't know this.
And I don't know anyone that's on Truth Social.
I was going to say, I've got probably one guy with a MAGA hat on my Facebook that's probably like
He might be on.
Yeah.
But I think the only people that are on Truth Social are like reporters waiting to see what Trump says so they could report it. To which no one gets, like today on Trump.
They're also just CNN reporters.
Yeah, it's all CNN who are like, we miss you so much. We don't have shit to talk about. All we had, dude.
Our careers are fucked.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. But I like the idea. I'm thinking he's like, we need to branch out and do. We need to get people laid.
Yeah, dude. The right people, though.
Yeah.
Like,
We need to keep making more babies like that. Really.
I bet one of the questions is like, were you at the insurrection on January 6th? Yes or no? And like, if you say no, they're like, oh, you have to get out of here immediately.
That would be if I was on his ad, that's how I would open with a chick. Be like, I'm gonna enter you like the Capitol building. That's how I would blast.
My dick is going to be that guy in the buffalo hat, and you're going to be the Library of Congress.
I'm gonna steal your panties like Joe Biden stole the election.
Oh shit, bro! This whole thing was worth it just for that joke. That's so funny, bro. I'm gonna steal your panties like Biden stole the election. Oh man, Trumpers love to hear that shit, don't they? Yeah. That was the worst part, is that he's so popular that it was hard for them to even believe that he lost. Like that's when and I think that's also when it got weird for all of us, because we were like, oh, you don't believe that you lost? Like, calm the fuck down, right? Yeah. Like this is like, we do this every 4 years, like, you know, the process, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But he just had such power and such pull that people weren't taking it no for an answer, and it was,
dude. It's like, all right, this
sends chills down my spine, dude.
A lot of people find this to be a weird position coming out of me, but I feel bad for all the insurrectionist people, because like if you imagine, like let's say Obama's like, he lost in the midterm, be like, the FBI told me they would never let a black man be president, and they never do. And he kept saying these things to everybody. And as much as he was trusted, he took. So the president of the United States, right, is telling you that your election was stolen and you need to stand up and fight for it. And it wouldn't have been any different. But it's like, like if you don't believe him, of course it's dumb. If he's not your guy, it's dumb. But if that is your guy and you believe in the president of the United States with that big seal behind him with the eagle on it, is telling you this stuff, and they believe him. Like you can't blame them for believing what the president told them. Like, right. I mean, if that's who's on your team, right? And if that is something you believe, you're going to do some crazy shit. And
you might do anything. I mean, people go to war every day, right? And the president is the person who's supposedly in charge of all that. And he runs America, and we're always fighting for freedom. Like there's this thing they've been putting in our head since the beginning, right? Yeah. And it's,
like I'm saying, if I don't know, like if you convinced a bunch of people to do some crazy shit and they do the crazy shit and you don't get charged in any way, shape, or form, and everyone watched you tell them to go do it, like, I don't know. To me, it's nuts. Like if that man hasn't been charged with anything, if he does, yeah, but you can't you just going to send all those patsies to jail? Like that seems, it seems immoral.
Well, they did the same thing to Charles Manson. So
yeah. Except they got Manson. Manson's in jail.
Well, this is the thing. Manson didn't have Trump money, okay? He wasn't raising towers out here.
You don't have the charisma, dude.
Nah, also, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was grabbing
his
people.
Albums not that bad. That's a controversial position I'll have.
I think he's a pretty decent singer too
He
for
could
his
have
time.
had a good singing career. It's very kind of folksy.
Dude, there's probably another reality where he's like the Beatles, right?
Yeah,
he's like a
all
Johnny
peace, love,
Cash
yeah.
figure, and then somebody else, like who you name him, who is it? Who took his place? Who's Manson in the other reality?
Oh, that's a good one.
Ringo Starr.
Yeah,
Ringo Starr.
evil Ringo.
Everyone hated Ringo already, right?
Yeah.
He was been a killer
He's
for sure.
winning now though. He's the Beatle that's going to outlive everybody. Just hanging out in L.A. Just
Yeah, they need to put some roach spray on his ass, bro, because he's been around for way too long.
been around a real long time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's fucking survived longer than the Beatles and the Egyptian pyramids, bro.
Yeah, I like that with him. He picked like a hairstyle and like earrings and glasses in the '80s, and he's like, like I'm just gonna keep this look forever.
Every man has that time, though.
That time that's you can tell where they
It's
peak.
somewhere between 30 and 50.
Yeah,
Right? And then there's like, I'm going to stop buying jackets this year.
yeah.
You're
This is my look. This is my look.
Shit.
And I don't know who, like, even like dudes my grandpa's age, like the collared shirt that was like almost like a polo shirt, but it was like tight at the waist
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
It had like a big elastic thing at the waist.
And the armbands, too.
Yeah,
I know
and
you're
the
talking
armbands,
about.
like-
It's almost like a golfing
Kind of like
polo.
a golfing shirt, but they were big in like the late 70s. Yet they kept making new versions of this 70s ass shirt for old dudes. Like you
Yeah.
could go to J.C. Penney's and buy one now for some 90-year-old man. They're just like,
I know.
this is the cut of shirt. This is grandpa cut.
What's crazy is every time I see those, I'm like, I'm this close to getting it. And I'm like,
I got a couple from
40
the thrift
years
store,
away.
but I'm like, I was gonna wear them to show. But like, is this too ironic? Am I trying to what's going on? Am I ready to do this?
you could do it with khakis and like some nice dress shoes, though. I think you could pull it off, but not with like overalls or like
Probably not with
ripped jeans or
overalls.
something with some boots. You wouldn't.
Yeah,
You couldn't
yeah.
do it. No.
You got to lean into it.
Okay, we got. The cameras actually might cut off. Let's see if we have time to finish this. Thank you guys so much for watching this. We just have one more story for you guys. An Illinois woman who works for the school district of Chicago, Illinois City Schools was arrested for stealing $1.5 million in chicken wings this week.
What's 1 point? Okay,
So it was 300,000 chicken wings.
how'd she was it? Did she
She
steal
was-
the whole truck?
She was in control of the district's budget, so she was buying food for the school for all of the schools. And what had happened was it was through
Picture
Gordon.
the Krabby Patty vault.
She's plankton of chicken wings.
This is the first time she tasted a chicken wing, and she's diving through the
Yeah, dude. She apparently. She worked there, and they were going through the budget, and they were like, "Why are we $500,000 over? And it's only the first quarter of the school year." They were like,
wings, dog. Those
Dog. So
wings.
they looked and they said that she had been ordering them. She would go in the school van, pick them up, drop them off in another location, and then take the school van back. And Gordon Food Services recognized her immediately. They were like, "Hell yeah, she buys chicken wings every Friday." So this lady's on a $500,000 bond right now for stealing chicken wings in Chicago. So
picture that's like the new. Have you ever watched? You seen The Irishman with like it's the Hoffa movie?
oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
like I start stealing steaks.
Yeah,
And then
exactly,
That's
dude.
the modern day version. She's got a wing hustle from some Chicago mob kind of.
Dude, that's insane, man.
So you see, like the case, it was in Canada where that dude stole like $1 million worth of maple syrup.
No, I didn't see that. That's dope.
Yeah, it was
That's a
big.
caper, dude.
It's a big.
That's
it
a
was like it was a
sticky
big
bandit.
deal. Yeah. A sticky bandit.
The
That's
sticky
it.
bandit, bro.
Yeah.
Well, shit, dude. These cameras are going to cut us off at 30 minutes. So you guys have been awesome. Go to patreon.com/JohnnyWoodsComedy. Also go to reallydumbmedia.com. You guys listen to the podcast. You guys can look at other stuff on there. Book me for your photography. Book me for your next headshot event. If you're an actor or a comedian or something like that, or if you want me to produce your podcast, you guys can go to the website, email me there. You can find all my contact info on the website. Make sure you guys go follow Luke on his social media. He has a really great TikTok and Instagram. You want to give your Instagram handle?
Luke Capasso. Just my name.
Just look up his name. You'll see his face on there. Thank you guys for watching this. Peace out.